Grey clouds hover over one of Bangladesh's greatest, Shakib Al Hasan's farewell test, or at least what he hopes to be. Despite being named in Bangladesh's squad for that first test against South Africa at home, the rude news that many woke up to was that Shakib may not even feature in that match that is set to start on the 21st of October. This is no speculation, of course. Shakib himself issued a shocking statement with just a weekend left for that test to begin.
I am not sure where I am going next, but it is almost sure that I am not going home.
So what really happened? Why is Shakib not travelling to Bangladesh, especially when this is the moment he was waiting for? To understand where we are in terms of the developments, we have to go back in time a bit. Shakib announced his shock retirement following the unrest in Bangladesh some months ago. The former captain was named in a murder charge along with 147 others. This during the political unrest that led to the ouster of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Shakib was a member of parliament representing Sheikh Hasina's party, the Awami League. But Shakib had one last wish. He said he wanted to play his last test and at home. And he knew for that to happen, he needed proper security, sanctioned and given by the Bangladesh Cricket Board and the government. It wouldn't have been possible otherwise. Given the backlash Shakib was receiving, the current government asked Shakib to first clear his political stance. So for the sake of his dream farewell, Shakib not only broke his silence on these protests, but also issued an apology for staying quiet all this while. So here's what followed. Once Shakib issued that statement, he was apparently given a green signal by both BCB, the Bangladesh Cricket Board, and the current regime. The stage was set for one of the greatest that Bangladesh has produced to present and be a part of one last showdown in Test cricket. When Shakib was named in that squad for the first test, it was certain that the cricketer would indeed get his dream farewell. But here's when things turned a little sour for the former captain. Despite Shakib reportedly been assured of a safe passage back home, students started protesting as soon as that squad was announced. A local group raised anti-Shakib slogans and have threatened now to stage a protest if Shakib took part in that test against South Africa, basically stepped onto the field. So following the situation, the Bangladeshi government, who reportedly gave assurance to Shakib of safety, asked him not to come back home.
I have advised Shakib not to come to avoid any untoward circumstances. This decision was made to ensure the safety of the player and to protect the country's image.
To protect the country's image and safeguard Shakib from any harm. That's what the government's reasoning is, at least this particular official, that's what he says. The same government that guaranteed his safe entry and participation in the tests. So now Shakib, who was set to enter Bangladesh, was travelling from the United States, is currently stuck in transit in the UAE, Dubai. Shakib's concerns are real though. He's worried about his own safety and that of his family. But what's shocking is the U-turn that the government has taken, especially after this statement from another government official came out.
Shakib can return to Bangladesh anytime. It's his decision whether he will arrive here or not.
So here's what you have. The contradicting statements from different voices in the Bangladesh government only reflects the unpreparedness and the uncertainty over Shakib's farewell and his entry back into the country, really. The sports advisor, Asif Mahmood, is dissuading Shakib from flying over, while the chief advisor's deputy press secretary, Asad Majumdar, is claiming that decision is Shakib's to make. I understand fans protesting is not in government's control, but providing ample security to prevent anything untoward from happening, that certainly is. So clearly it all points to a situation that is very difficult for Shakib to navigate, at least at this point. The least the BCB could have done is give Shakib some clarity, because the cricketer is one of the longest serving members of Bangladesh cricket. The least he deserves is a proper farewell. So what does this mean for Shakib? Have we seen him play for the last time for Bangladesh, at least in whites? Was the Kanpur test against India, the one that they lost, Shakib's last in red ball cricket. Shakib may contemplate playing the second test. That's one solution that he has. The one that's going to be held in Chittagong. Dhaka, being the capital city, may experience a little more turbulence. That's the logic. Maybe the second test in Chittagong will be easier to tackle. Logically, that's what you think. Either way, it's surely a risky venture at this stage for Shakib to get what he wants. A farewell test at the home he grew up dreaming big in. And however much his own political ambitions may have made this difficult for him, you cannot help but feel the misfortune that he's caught in.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.